Welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleeds podcast. I'm Chris Witt, and with me, as always, is Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. Back in town. Uh, Big week of the Dominican Republic or the Republic of Dominica.
Are you
I
one of
don't
those
know, but
people?
I always like to talk this way.
That's what country is that from?
From the Dominican.
Okay. Yeah, because some people will come back from a trip somewhere else and have an accent.
Aaron gets so mad because whenever we go somewhere like that, I try so hard to just speak a little bit of Spanish. So it's a whole lot of no bueno, no bueno, no bueno, no más, no más. Oh, mucho, 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 mucho.
Sure.
Whole lot of that.
I've always heard that maybe it depends on where you're at, but people like when Americans try to speak a little bit of
Well,
their
I,
language.
I can understand that. They probably get a good big kick out of it.
Yeah.
I know the dude was laughing at me at the sports bar the whole week. He got a kick out of me the whole week.
You found a sports bar there. Good.
Yeah, we found a sports bar. Very difficult to get sport. Dominican Republic, right?
Mhm.
Couldn't find baseball on.
I was gonna say, do they only show baseball
Dude,
and
no,
soccer?
it was all soccer. We were able to get the Bengals game on Sunday. We got Thursday night football when we were there. Thursday night football was on. Um, Sunday night and Monday night football were on. They had one TV they could hook up to that was hooked up to the internet, the big TV in the center. And like if you got there before anybody else, you could get them to put whatever you want on. All the other TVs, I mean, it was called a sports bar, but it just all had soccer on it. They just gave you the remote too. At one point in time, they just gave us the remote,
Is
and
that right?
I was changing channels on every TV in that whole place. I was having a blast. At one point, I think we were watching like TBS or not TBS. No, it was
You're watching King of Queens in
yeah,
Dominican Republic.
it was something like that. Yeah, I don't know. We were just switching it all around. But what I did on Friday, so we were there with three other baseball families. So it's four of our kids had a game on Friday, played baseball Friday.
Mm,
First round of the playoffs of fall ball. I wasn't there.
that's
Very
big.
nerve wracking, right?
Yeah.
Very nerve wracking. Um, so one of the parents got there really quick, early Friday. Game was at 8 o'clock. They got there. Nobody's in the sports bar in that little area over there. And we watched the game on our phones because we record every game through an app called Game Changer, which you probably know a little bit
Mhm.
about Game Changer, doing basketball coaching and all that. So it's streaming and they throw it up on the big TV. So we watched the game on the big TV
Whoa,
in the
that's
sports bar. It's
awesome.
pretty cool. So a bunch of people just coming in and out, like, what is this? Like they can see part of the fence that the camera's in and stuff. And some people stuck around and watched part of it. Just random people were watching some of it. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
The boys went up 9-0. Started first two innings, went up 5-0 in the first, 4-0 in the second. Um, didn't score in the third. Top of the fourth, we gave up 7 runs on 0 hits.
Whoa, walks.
Hit 4 kids
Oh,
and walked like 7 kids.
wow.
Yeah,
Gee.
yeah, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad,
Did
pretty
you get the
bad.
win?
Got the win 9-7.
Hey, all right.
We had actually it was the fifth inning came, so we hit in the bottom of the fourth, didn't score. They didn't score in the top of the fifth. We came up in the bottom of the fifth, and we had two guys on, getting ready to have a pretty good rally. It felt like, and time was up, and we were the home team, so that was the
Okay.
end of it.
Gotcha. Well,
So
congrats.
a big, large deficit. They almost came back from, but couldn't pull it off.
But very cool that you got to watch that from
Yeah.
thousands of miles away.
Yeah, so cool, so cool. So that was a good time. Had a good time. I will say this. So two things about going to an all-inclusive or any place like that. Okay, it's two things. Number one, if you are a woman and you think that you've got some kind of body issues,
Okay.
you feel like you can't wear a bathing suit or one piece, you can't wear nothing. You want a t-shirt and shorts because you're all, you know, go there and you will feel amazing about yourself.
Is that so?
I've never seen so many thong string bikinis on women that were 300 pounds in my entire life ever. It was crazy. Which,
Okay.
which again, you do you, girl. Have that confidence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got that stuff. I don't
Mhm.
care. All of it.
Wow.
But yeah. So definitely that's number one.
Did you feel like these were mostly American women,
Oh,
or were they
we were a
people
minority.
from all
There
over?
was a ton of people from England.
Oh,
Lots. There was some. We met some Portuguese. Lots of England, London people. Lots of there. That was probably the most. Plenty of people that were Spanish. The Americans were by far the least amount of people that were at this place.
wow.
Yeah, by far,
Okay.
which is fun. It's all good.
Sure.
So go get them, man. Yeah, go get them. Have some fun. Do your thing. I met, had conversations with people that neither of us spoke each other's language. Those are my favorite conversations in the entire
Oh
world.
man.
I had a guy who walked up to me. So karaoke, we had a karaoke night or whatever. So of course we all get up there. Like there's like four of us that in our little group that just kept going up and singing songs. It was actually okay. So really funny. First night, Saturday night, karaoke night, the only karaoke night they had. Almost nobody is there. It's empty. There's like not a lot of people there. One guy's like, karaoke. I know you're signing. You guys all better sign. He's all like hyped up for karaoke. And you just scan a little thing, find your song on your app, send it over to them. And then they call your name when it's your turn. Big TV up there with all the words on it. And they got the little Dominican people up there that try to help you out and they're dancing and singing the song with you, even though they don't know what the words are. They just say the words on the screen. It's super funny. He does a song and he is pretty sure that he's the greatest rock and roller to ever live. I'm pretty sure after he did this song.
Wow.
So comes down. I go up, do a song like usual, just because I feel like if I don't do it, it's going to happen anyway because somebody's going to sign up for it.
I At the end of this, I want to know what songs you did.
So then another guy goes up and does one, and he does a song, and he's pretty sure that he's the greatest. So we come back, and there are these two girls from London that kind of hung out with our little group that one day, and they're like, "Oh, this is a competition. Somebody in this group is going to win this competition." And I look over at Aaron. I was like, "This is not a competition. You don't win any. There's no competition here. Nobody said anything about it. It's never been said anywhere throughout this whole thing. There's no competition." These two are like, "Oh, well, I won this. I won this competition." Nobody, and I'm sitting back here looking around like, these people really think that they are good singers. Like one of them was a song. One of them was an R&B song. No, you didn't do great.
Mm.
So
These are people in your group.
in our group that
Okay.
came with us. One of them was another song that was not good. It wasn't. He just wasn't. He just stood up there. Fully right to party. Like I get it, right? We all know that's the point of karaoke. You're not supposed to be good. That's what karaoke is.
But they had delusional confidence.
They made this girl. Somebody in this group is gonna win. Somebody's gonna win. So I go up and I do. So the funny one is, I go up to do "Baby Got Back."
Mhm.
One of my favorites. Just because at one point in time there was nobody on the scrolling marquee to go next, and I'm like, this place is like there's still 35 minutes of karaoke. Somebody's gonna have to go up here and do something. So I can't find Sir Mix-a-Lot. There's like six Baby Got Backs come up. None of them are Sir Mix-a-Lot. Not a single one. I'm like, well, this is weird. I said, I'll just pick one of these. It's gotta be. I mean, it's the same. It's only one Baby Got Back. I get up there and it's like it's the words are up on the screen, but it's like nursery music in the background, like dun 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 ding 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 ding. And I was like, I don't know didn't know what it was, but I sang I got right into my Sir Mix-a-Lot and did the best I could.
Oh, okay.
I went after it.
Was it Sir Mix-a-Lot's words?
Every one of them.
Okay.
Every single one of them.
But the music didn't match.
It was slower. It was not even close. Like, you know, no whiplash in there at any point during the Anaconda. Nothing. Nothing. I was cracking up. These two ladies come up and they're like, "You're doing so great. I don't know what this song is, but you're doing so great."
Huh.
So anyway, very end, this girl goes up and sings some Spanish song and kills it.
Yeah, good
Amazing.
voice.
Great voice.
Okay.
There's one more person on, and these two are still talking. Like, well, either she won it or I won it. Either she won it or I. This is one of the two of us. I looked there and I was like, these guys are still think that they like did a good job. None of us do a good job with karaoke. Zero of us do a good job with like none of us. That's what this you didn't win. Cracked me up.
Wow.
So that was pretty fun. Yeah.
And there wasn't like the venue didn't have a competition. It was just
No.
oh uh they just decided there is a competition and
They just decided it. These two people from London were messing with him, I guess. I don't know. And they kept telling me the same thing. Like one of you guys are gonna win. I was like, there's no competition. It got over in the disappointment on their faces. Carried into the night as they continued to talk about separately. They weren't talking to each other separately. How either them or that girl at the end won.
huh.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it was pretty fun. It was a whole lot of, there's a big mix of people that came with us with 19 people that came. It was a large mix of lots of different crowds. But it worked out. I'm not a big fan of that. I like one crowd that I can I don't have to like pull in from this crowd and move these people here, friend group here, family over here, stuff like I don't have to do. It was a lot, but it worked out.
There were 19 people that came with you
Did I not
guys?
did I not tell you how this went down?
No.
Oh, I didn't tell you how this went down. Me and Aaron wanted to go on a 15-year anniversary trip.
Yeah.
Two of us. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah.
Her mom's a travel agent,
Hmm.
found a really cheap place and invited, I don't know, 50 or 60 different people to go because it was such a good deal. Tried to get a bunch of people to go on this trip.
Oh.
So 19, two people I had never met until the day of were super cool people. They're going to come to the boys' game on Friday to
Oh
watch
wow.
the game. Yeah, after only knowing us for a week. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Everybody else you knew?
Yep, there was family there. There was, like I said, there was
Oh.
three parents from our baseball team
Okay,
that
yeah.
ended up going. It was different. It was
Huh.
different. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
different.
that's interesting.
Yeah, interesting is a good word for it.
It's yeah, it is really weird when like worlds collide when you have uh
I'm not a
different friend groups and
Yep.
you kind of try to mix them in
I
something
don't
you're
like
like
it. I don't
yeah,
like it because I know the things that annoy me about each person.
yeah.
So I immediately when they mix, I feel like to each side I gotta be like, look, just this happen, just this is gonna happen. They're gonna say this. Just I know it's annoying. I go to the other side and I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes just like
Sure.
I can't. Turns out they all have fun together and it's all good, but like for me, it's a little stressful, right?
Yeah. Yep, I can see that.
Super stupid and dumb, but that's
Uh,
just how I feel all the time.
yeah, I understand that. Okay, so you had a good time.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Let's see.
Oh, number two, the second thing,
Yeah.
besides women will feel fantastic about their bodies. Numero deuce has to do with a deuce.
Hmm.
Up until about 4 hours ago, there's been nothing but water coming out of my backside since Tuesday of last week. Yeah. And the last one I had still wasn't a number two. I would consider it more of a 3.5.
Yeah.
But at least it wasn't just straight water. It wasn't just like, ugh, I don't even know what's in there. I
Mhm.
could see the water was clear and there was some stuff at the bottom of it.
Okay.
So I feel like that's a stride in the right direction.
So that's probably going to help. My next question for you was going to be any new or different or interesting foods that you had.
I had some octopus.
Okay? Is that why that happened? I
No,
mean,
no,
okay, you didn't see any suction cups in the toilet at the end of there or
no.
anything?
There were suction cups on the thing I ate.
That's so disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you go to a third world country, man. I just feel like they prepare food a little differently. Feel like water's not exactly how it should be. I mean, they give you nothing but bottled water, and it says in the bathroom on the sink, this is not drinkable water coming out of the sink. However, they still have ice machines. They still make ice. So I'm thinking, just a little bit of whatever. Got me Got me feeling fantastic.
Wow. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Traveling and eating is tough.
Yeah,
I feel
100%.
like people get sick a lot when they
Yeah.
travel.
I mean, it's this thing. It's called like traveling diarrhea, I think is what it's called. And it's from when you go to different countries. They just prepare food differently and water's not good and you don't know how much of the water you're actually taking in, and
Yeah. Huh.
there you
Okay.
go. Yeah. So I think I'm on the right track back though, brother. I think I'm on the right track back.
Nice.
I can't wait for my first solid deuce. I'm taking a picture of it and sending it to the group.
Okay.
Pretty
Good.
excited.
Good.
What did you do? What happened with you while I was gone?
Just sat. I opened up a Zoom meeting here that we used to record, and I just stared at it for an hour and a half.
I
I was so sad. I was so sad last Wednesday.
don't
Um,
believe that for a second. You're probably like, I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock.
no, so I had one thing happen this past weekend, and that was, I mean, social anxiety big time for me. And so okay, so a few months ago, started dipping the toe back into going to church just to check it out, see
Okay.
what's going on with it.
Which church were you checking out? Because if you're talking about the Catholic Church, ain't nothing changed.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Except the words to some of the,
The
some of the
stuff that we
prayers.
said our whole lives,
Yeah,
like
it's.
the
I mean,
automatics.
it's been like at least 10 years that stuff changed now, but
I
I
still
still
can't
don't know.
figure. I don't understand it. Every time I go to a church now for like a wedding or something like that,
Yeah.
and it's a real service, I just stand up. Didn't even know my body just stands up when I'm supposed to stand up. I like as soon as all this, I just kneel down when I'm supposed to kneel down, and then all of a sudden I say, and then all of a sudden it was wrong, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, 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 you guys are wrong. I
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. I've been saying this my whole life.
How did all these people get that wrong? That's weird.
It's so weird. Are they reading out of something? What's wrong? Like I've had this memorized since I was 5.
Yeah. So no, I went to Crossroads, which is a mega church. It's just
Yeah.
a Christian, whatever,
Yeah, rock band.
non-denominational Christian,
It's
right?
basically a
Rock band.
Christian rock band.
It's a Christian rock band. So just been going there, and so this, they 4 weeks at a time. Usually they
Mhm.
have like a theme, and there'll
Yeah.
be different teachings each week on this theme. So this next thing is I won't even get into it, but like for the next 6 weeks is based on this first week thing that they had this past weekend. And they have so Crossroads has this camp space, like hundreds of acres in Felicity, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Okay. um and so they do all these camps and stuff throughout the year. And I've never been to one, and I've never been to this place, but they had this thing for everybody. It wasn't a camp. You could camp there on Friday night. Of course, I didn't because I will never camp
Zero
in my
chance
life.
that's happening.
So, but it's this like they were calling it a revival. So you go, they have this huge tent, and this is all I'm gonna explain this, and it's gonna sound like a cult, but it's not.
Yeah, sometimes Crossroads feels like a cult.
I've heard people say that.
I mean, it does sometimes. I mean, I'm not saying it is by any means, but
Yeah,
there are times all religion feels cultish at
yeah,
times.
that's probably true. Yeah,
I mean, we literally stood up and sat down without even thinking our
yeah,
whole lives growing up for the first 20 years of our lives
right.
and said words that we don't even know what they mean. Like you can't even comprehend you were saying. You just said them.
Yes,
So
yeah,
yeah, every religion has Catholic, Buddhism. They all have a little touch
sure.
of a cult in them,
Well, yeah. Um,
which is okay. I feel like that's okay as long as it's
yes.
a touch.
It's just a touch. Now they did have Jim Jones come and speak at this thing. Okay, so no,
Back from the dead. Bring him back. Let's go. I'm
no,
going to that church if they're bringing dudes back from the dead.
yeah, that'd be pretty. Like, oh, they're actually doing stuff here, huh? So anyway, it's just a basically this was just the thing. They had a giant tent and some activities throughout this, property for people to do, families and everything. And this big tent that had a stage on it. They had the band,
Mhm.
same band, singing and praying and teaching. It was basically just like a service that you go to at Crossroads.
Sure.
They just had it out here and they wanted this to be like this real special thing where you get in touch with God and he speaks to you. And I didn't realize it was all that, but I
Did you
just
think
went,
you were going to a craft show?
no, I didn't I was kind of unclear what it was going to be, but they were like, you want to come to this. This is the basis of what we're doing for the next 6 weeks. I'm like, all right, I wasn't going to go. At kind of at the last minute, I decided to go on the last day. So anyway, get there. It ends up being this service basically. And um so I'm standing there. Everybody else brought chairs. I was the only one that didn't have a chair there. You bring your own chairs. And so I'm standing, so I'm trying not to stand in front of anybody. So I go all the way like on the side of the stage and then far back.
Yep.
So it was hard to see anything. And then
Yeah.
there was big audio equipment and stuff in the way, but I could just like kind of see on the stage. There was a screen that had words for the songs so
Mm-hmm.
you could sing along. Okay. But I could only see like a screen. Okay.
So you only sang part of the songs.
Well, I didn't sing any of the songs regardless, but I was singing Boys the Men in my head while they were all singing, whatever else.
Motown Philly
Yeah.
going on.
Right. So it gets to this part at the very end where the senior pastor is speaking and he's kind of trying to like get everybody into it and trying to like create this special moment.
Mhm.
And he goes, they keep singing this song, right? As
Okay.
he's speaking, they'll sing like a little part of this song and they're playing the music softly as he's speaking.
Mhm.
And then so he goes, okay, this is the last thing we're going to do. I want you to find somebody and we're going to sing this part of the song, these like 3 or 4 lines. Look into the eyes of a person and sing this song to them looking into their eyes.
Let's go. Oh, I'm so excited that you were there for this.
So I actually had a friend there, but I didn't she wasn't she was volunteering. So she was like in another part of the place.
Mm-hmm.
But she said she was probably going to get off a little early, so I kind of like started looking around to see if she was there. And then I was like, well, I don't know if she is or not, but either way, I'm gonna start walking around looking like I'm looking for somebody,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So
Eyes up in the air,
yeah, so
looking
I
in a distance through people.
I'm like on the edge of the tent anyway, so I kind of start walking a couple feet out of the tent, like looking around, thinking, okay, I'm gonna walk around the back of this tent and start leaving,
Uh-huh.
okay? Because I
I'm not
gotta get
doing
away.
this.
I gotta
Yeah,
get
I'm
away
not
from
doing.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. This ain't happening.
I felt a presence.
Oh God.
I
Hold
felt
on, hold on,
somebody.
hold on a second. Can I guess? Can I guess? Uh, um, a roundabout age, oh,
Sure.
and a sex, and a color.
Yeah,
Was it a 55 to 65-year old white woman?
it was not.
Oh,
It was
man.
it was a guy.
Oh, even worse. He found you.
It was a guy probably in his mid-20s,
Oh, young boy.
young boy. And
Total opposite of what I thought.
and uh and I he said something. I could kind of see him in
Oh
my periphery,
God.
and he was kind of walking towards me, and I'm like, please walk past me. Please be looking at someone else.
Don't look into my eyes and start singing.
And he says something, and I look up, and he's like, can I be your partner for this? And I'm like, sure. And I'm like my eyes are darting around. I was like, yeah. I said, I was looking for my friend, but I don't know where she is. And he's like, oh no, it's cool if you're gonna, he's super nice guy. He's like, oh no, it's cool if you're looking for your friend. That's all right. I'll find somebody else.
Oh, that's your out. Did
I,
you take it?
well,
Take it.
I could,
Oh, I didn't take it.
I didn't feel like I could lie.
Okay, okay. You don't have to. All you gotta do is say thanks. Walk away. You are looking for your friend.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if she was even there.
All right, all right, all right, all
So
right, all right.
I'm like, I'm like, sure. And I'm like, oh my, I can't believe this is happening.
I have to stare into this little boy's eyes.
And little
I
boy-
can't wait because you've got this memorized. I know you've got these three lines memorized.
No, that's the thing.
No?
So I say, I don't know the song. And I'm thinking like, please let me out of it.
Mhm.
Please let me out of it. And he's like, oh, that's okay. I don't really know it either. So everybody starts doing it. And he puts his hand on my shoulder. He's looking right at me. We're 2 feet away from each other. Our faces are. And he knows like enough of the words to kind of and he's kind of just like making a noise when he doesn't know the words, and he's singing, and then I'm like, I of course can't just stare into his face as he's staring into mine. Of course I can't, right? I mean, that would be crazy.
I, okay. At this point in time, I may have started to try to go a little overboard.
What do you mean?
Like, like stare death,
Okay, you
like
would.
a
Yeah, yeah,
blank death stare in my face,
yeah.
and I would just speak the words instead of sing. Just, oh God, you are so great. I cannot wait to be with you someday.
Make it real culty, right?
Yeah, real culty. Let's get you put your hand on my shoulder, bud. That nobody said put a hand on somebody's shoulder.
Yeah.
They said look into each other's eyes. That's creepy. That's culty enough.
It was so crazy. So he sings that, and then I'm supposed to sing it again, like same words
Right
to
back
him.
at him.
I really don't know the words, and I can't see the screen. So I just keep looking over, like I'm trying to look for the screen instead of looking at him. And I just kind of like look over at him a couple times. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know the words and I can't see him. And he was so nice. I could tell that he was really into it.
Mm-hmm. And he
And
picked the wrong guy.
and I couldn't match that energy. I
No,
just could not match
no.
his passion for this. So I felt really bad, but he was like, it's okay, man. It's totally fine. Just you being here is enough for me. This is so great. I thank you so much for being. I'm like, okay, man. That that's very nice of you. That's trying to make me feel better, but this is the weird, and I just like kept I would like kind of like glance at him for a second and then just keep looking over with my eyes like I'm looking at the screen. Oh my gosh, man. It was so uncomfortable. Oh. And so then right after that, my friend shows up.
Of course.
She walks up. She's like, "Hey, what's going?" I'm like, "Hey," and she knows me enough to know that was. She's like, "What did you do for that? Like, did you
Did
do
you
that?"
jump?
And I was like, "Oh, yeah, this guy." And so I asked him what his name was, and met him for a quick second, and then he walked away. Uh, and then went over and gave his friend standing 5 feet away a big hug. Why couldn't
Why
you go
was
that
that
guy?
because he's trying to get something out of this, Adam. He went to someone he's never seen. He does
He
not
did
know.
what like he
He knew
probably
what he,
was really
yeah,
supposed to do.
exactly, exactly. Because they don't think about people with anxiety when they tell them to do all this crazy
Hey,
ass stuff.
no kidding.
They they're just like, do it because God would.
Yeah. I'm like, oh gosh. So anyway, so she's like, I'm like, yeah, and this dude, and I said his name. She's like, oh, was he? And she described him. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, he's like, I kind of know him, but I don't really like. He's really involved in the church and stuff. And I'm like,
He scouted you
he's like
out,
a,
bro. He scouted you out. He saw you feeling uncomfortable in the background.
oh man,
Scouted you out. He was like,
maybe,
he said, I'm gonna make this boy, I'm gonna make this man have it. This is going to be a revitalization
yeah.
for this man. I am gonna be part of it for that guy creeping in the corner.
My life didn't change, but I did. I was talking to a couple people, and I was like, sometimes you have to go through really difficult, uncomfortable things, like for real. And maybe that was I needed to go through something like
There you
that.
go.
Not necessarily a God connection thing, but
Yeah,
just
just
in life, you
in
have
life.
to
Yeah,
get uncomfortable sometimes, right?
absolutely.
So anyway, that was just to hear the words, find
Oh my
somebody
God.
and sing a song into their eyeballs. You don't even understand what you're asking me to do.
They have no idea. No idea. That's just not right. They shouldn't ask people to do that. They should
No.
say if you feel comfortable.
Yeah. 100%. And then as all that's happening, even probably right before that, I'm realizing this is like everybody who has ever been to a Crossroads service or watched one online or knows somebody that knows, everybody in the world is invited to this thing. And only the people who are the people who stand in the first row with their hands
Oh
up,
yeah.
singing
Oh
as
yeah.
loud as they can the
Oh
whole
yeah.
time,
Oh yeah.
only those people showed up and me.
And you. Well, my mom there.
I didn't see your mom there.
Every
I
now, every
wish.
now and then, every now and then, Mama get into one of them songs.
Mhm.
Her hand starts getting up. I'm like, get it, girl. Come
Sure,
on now.
sure. Um,
The praise and the glory of God.
yes, yes,
Though
very.
the mountains may fall and the hills turn to dust, yet the love of the Lord will stand
Yes,
as a shelter
shelter
for
for
all
all who
who
will
will
call
call
on
on his
his
name.
name,
Sing the praise and the glory of God.
God.
We were in a cult growing up. We were in a cult.
We were in a
It
cult,
was the cult of Catholic Church.
so
You were at the St. Martin's cult. I was at the St. Dominic cult.
yes, yes. By the way, happy so many years. How many years for St. Dom? I'm seeing these yard signs, I think. Is it St. Dominic's some magic anniversary?
Whoa, nice. Congratulations. I have no idea.
Okay.
That's a good question. So like 100 years of Dominic?
It might be something like that. Yeah.
It's got to be more than that, right?
Is it?
1912, 1925. Yeah, it could be.
Think so.
75 years maybe.
Could be 75.
75 years feels a little more. That'd be what, 1950?
Yeah, about 50.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Somewhere in there.
Well, anyway, that was just a crazy thing that I experienced, and I don't know. I might never go to church again now.
That was something else. Oh, I'd say this all the time. I say this all the time. I don't know where, I have no idea where I stand when it comes to religion. Like sometimes, like,
Same.
are there times I close my eyes and I'm like, God, whatever, say a little prayer.
Sure.
Cause you never know, just in case, right? I gotta keep on his good side. You know what I mean? You never know. But give or take, either way, however you want to take it. I always tell my mom, like, listen, God, if I want to pray, I talk to God. I don't need to go to church. I talk to God anytime I want, right? They always say, talk to him anytime. What do I need to go to church for? Talk to him anytime.
Yeah.
I will say this about church. There is something, in Crossroads especially, there is something, whether you are an atheist, whether you believe in whatever you want, when you're around people that are just happy, that makes you feel better by itself. I like going to Crossroads just because people hold the door for you. People say, look at you in the eyes, give you a little head nod when you walk by.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
The
I just like,
experience is a huge thing there. Yeah.
I like being surrounded by happy people, joyful people, people with joy in their heart. I love being surrounded by that.
These people.
Amen. Hey, put them both up. Let's go. I'm more of a one hand waver.
Yeah.
I feel like the second gets a little overboard. I feel like now I'm doing the wave, or I'm at a Snoop Dogg concert or something. Like everybody put your hands in the air. If you wave them like you just don't care. I don't know why I feel like I have to finish everything. Like I had to finish the mountains fall verse.
Yeah.
I had to finish that. I had to finish.
Compulsive disorder.
I probably do. Probably do.
Yeah, we had to finish that. We did have to finish that.
Listen, going into that place every now and then, I think is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I tell Aaron all the time, I'd like to go to church more. Not because I'm like super big into making sure my kids know everything there is to ever know about any of that stuff.
Right.
Because, I mean, aliens are real. So who knows? Right.
Yeah. Now that we know aliens are real.
We have not had Cody on since we knew aliens are real.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like we may need to see if he wants to come on the podcast and do a
Part
take
two.
two now that the government, I mean, we're a year into that government deal, but why not? Right.
And then since then, I've heard people say, well, that guy's not telling the truth either. The one that was in front of Congress.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it just goes along with everything else. Like you just don't.
But
know.
Congress already said that it's real. They already came out and said it. Look, not Congress, whatever.
But yeah,
somebody came out, not just that dude, like the officials came out and they're like, yeah, we've got some
Yeah, I
fecal matter or something.
yeah, I heard something. Yeah, I heard something like they put that guy out there and said, "Yeah, we confirm that," because they don't want you to know what the real thing is.
Sure,
You know what
they
I mean?
the tic tac, the little tic tac thing.
Well, no, I think
They
that
came
was
out and
part
said
of it.
that was real.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the main dude, the guy that's like, I'm a whistleblower. I'm blowing the whistle.
Whatever guy they had like in front of,
Who's the whistleblower?
yeah,
He's
yeah,
very proud of the fact that he was the whistleblower. He had to
yeah.
fill out whistleblower paperwork
Is that right?
on how to be on being a whistleblower. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's pretty fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, maybe we'll have to have Cody back on here pretty soon.
I haven't heard anything about that in a while.
Yeah, you just hear stuff once in a while,
Isn't
and
that crazy how like 30 years ago, if that would have came out, that would have been talked about for like 2 years.
yeah,
About does this look? Oh my gosh!
there's
Now
maybe 2 weeks.
in our day and age, if it made it a month
Yeah.
on the heavy news cycle, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Like P Diddy's gonna be out. P Diddy and his stuff's gonna be out longer than the fact that they said there are not UFOs. What do they call them now?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
um,
Identified. Maybe they are identified now.
aerial phenomenon.
Oh yeah, something like that.
UAPs. UAP. Yeah, unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Wow, that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it could have been an alien that walked up to me and said, "Will you sing a song into my face?" And I so I don't know. Who knows? Because they apparently take the form of humans and stuff, maybe.
Will you sing a song into my face?
That's what
It's my new favorite thing I've ever heard in my life.
it
Hey, excuse me, sir. Come here for a second. You mind singing a song into my face?
Yeah. I just wish I had known the words, you know. I don't know if I would have if I did know the words, I still don't know what I would have done.
And that's another thing. Just look at him and just be like, find me in a club, bottle full of booze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Uh, I'm
Go
down
shorty.
on
Then
bended
didn't he? Oh
knee.
my God, that'd been so great. That'd have been so good.
Gotten down on bended knee,
I had the
took his hand.
yes, I had the speaker and I had my little like everything play mix going, right? Which when I say everything play mix is like 90% early 2000s hip hop,
Okay.
10% 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, all kinds of whatever else. And man, we got into a boys to men kick, and I was standing up, and I'm just ooh in the little short part of the pool, and I'm just getting it, and I'm singing it as it's on. And I can hear the little group down there in the pool. They're singing, and I'm singing. I'm not thinking about nothing, and I open my eyes, and I'm the only one standing. I'm like, it's like a ledge, and I'm standing on this ledge in the pool, and I'm like, I'm gonna get down in the pool right now. But yeah, yeah,
Oh.
that would have been a good one. That would have been good to just get a little boys to men on them.
Yep.
Or just as soon as it starts, put your hand on his shoulder and say, I swear
Yeah.
by the moon.
I wish I would have started into the mountains may fall. I mean,
That
that
would
would
have
be
that would have been so
You
good.
might have known that one too.
He probably
I don't know.
20
Yeah.
something. That Catholic Church that
No.
they don't know what the Catholic Church is. Nobody,
No.
the only people that go to the Catholic Church now are in their 70s and
Nobody
80s.
under 40 knows the Catholic Church.
No, no, nobody. Absolutely not. They might remember like bits and pieces from their like 7 or 8, but nah, mom and dad got them out quick, right? Our moms and dads were like, "Well, you guys are in high school now, and we start figuring all that out. We thought about it. We thought it might be true, but y'all in high school now. Screw it. We'll be all right."
Oh my gosh. So that was my crazy thing.
I like it. I like it.
I wish I would have been in Punta Cana, but
You know
I
what?
wasn't.
It was a good time, but here's the deal. I would have loved to have done it with Aaron. I'd like to do something like that just with Aaron
That's what I
because we
thought. I
felt
thought
like
it was just you too.
we felt like we had to do we like everybody goes to the pool. All right, we're going to the pool.
Mhm.
Everybody goes over here. We'll go over here. We spent one day at the beach for like 4 hours, and that's what we love. We love just sitting on the beach and
Mhm.
just the ocean making noise. And I could do that anywhere all the time.
Yeah.
Better we go on vacation with the kids and the families. kid and grandmas always want to go up a little bit early. So the kids go up with grandma, go get in the pool, and we'll sit down there for another 4 hours. Just not, we might say 5 words to each other
Mm-hmm.
and just sit there.
Yeah,
Love that.
that's nice.
But we didn't get to do a lot of that.
Yeah, you guys gotta do
But it is
something
what it is.
else.
We did
Take
get
a
to go.
little.
We did go on an excursion.
Yeah.
We drove some dune buggies.
See any different animals down there?
Let's see. No.
Lizards or
I mean,
anything?
guy had an iguana. He was trying to make you pay to take a picture with it. Like if and then
From me.
there was a toucan Sam, little bird that they they just walk up. Oh, you pay for a picture. You pay for a picture, and like they don't have nothing costs anything. I don't like that. Tell me how much it costs, and I'm gonna pay you. You say how
Oh,
much, and they go, oh, how much?
oh, they
I
want to
just
like
asked you how
haggle.
much. I just asked you how much.
How much will you give me?
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, you tell me how much you think. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have asked. I hate that. I don't want to do that.
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to
haggle
barter.
ever.
I
Yeah.
don't want to barter. I don't want to haggle.
Yeah.
I don't want to communicate. Just say $7, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here you go.
Or I'll be like, nah.
Yeah. And so basically, we just said no all the time. This lady said yes to a foot massage right next to us on the beach. Within 30 seconds, 6 more people were right next to her. They had a thing of jewelry next to her. All this stuff made out of wood trying to sell to her. The iguana was next to her and all this different stuff. And she's just like me and Aaron are like, so as soon as they're done with her, they come over to us. Walk right by. No, 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 no. No, 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 man. No.
Wow. Huh. That's different. Okay. So dune buggies and did a little excursion. I
Dune buggies,
interrupted that.
right?
I'm sorry.
So these dune buggies, I mean, you're in the ghetto, right? When every single one of them, the way they start them is with 2 wires. Every single one of them.
Oh,
And
wow.
it started with this. We're driving and I'm humming this thing, man. And you can turn it all the way to the left, and it might turn maybe like you take that wheel and do a big old spin, full spin with that wheel, and that wheel might turn about a quarter of an inch to the left. But you had no steering, it had no brakes. This thing, like the wheels are bouncing all over the place. Aaron's freaking out. I did have a seatbelt on and a helmet, so I guess that was good. Oh, it was so much fun. That was fun. I had fun doing that.
Okay.
Yeah,
That sounds cool.
yeah. I'm
Um,
trying to think that. Yeah, 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 yeah,
so octopus was the only real different food. You
yeah,
saw exotic bird and an iguana
yeah.
that you had to pay for to look at or whatever, and that was about it.
That's about it. Yeah, watch the boys play baseball.
Watch. That's the best
See,
thing.
that was the best.
Sounds like.
My heart rate got up to 158 at one point, no joke. So my buddy's like, you got an Apple Watch. Where's your heart rate at right now, Chris? And I looked at it and it was like 125. And that was before the game started. And I'm like, all right, that's not bad.
When
I
they had their
look, you're not
7 run
moving.
inning, you
And
looked
he
at
looks at me and I look at him and I hit that button. He didn't even ask. I just looked at him. I said, 158.
it.
I'm about to have a heart attack.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
But apparently, Dad gave the boys like the greatest Gipper speech of all time before the game.
nice.
Like, apparently, the boys were like jumping up and down and getting. He said something about intestinal fortitude and all this other crazy stuff. I don't even think they knew what it all meant, but apparently, they were jacked up for the first
Wow.
couple innings.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. So I
Love
told
it.
him, I said, "That's your job from here on out." I was like, "I'm gonna walk
Yeah,
away. Just you get them together and you just get into it. Go get that thing."
I love that. Oh, cool. Well, I mean, unless there's something else you want to talk about, I think we should get into our Mount Rushmore this week.
Yes, Mount Rushmore. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Um, let's see. Do you want to go first or do I want to go first? I'll let you go first.
Okay. Do you want to do, what do you think about doing back and forth?
Just gabbing a little bit. Just
Well, I mean,
gab a little
like,
bit.
we could do 4, but yeah,
Let's
or
just gab
yeah,
about it. Let's
yeah,
just
yeah.
gab about it, and then we'll just talk what ours are. All right. So this week's Mount Rushmore is the Mount Rushmore of scariest places you've ever been.
Yeah.
And this came from when I stayed in the in the hotel from 1922.
Last episode, 2 weeks
Yes,
ago.
which by the way, I went back and listened to, and yeah, probably should have said a whole lot of things to the effect of, if you're not watching this on YouTube, this isn't going to make a lot of sense,
Yeah.
because there was a whole lot of pausing and me just like showing the room and saying, look at this scary thing, look at this, look at this. But it was a room filled with just creepy oil paintings from the 1900s or the 1800s. Like, I don't know, a broken air conditioner in a window that looked into it was just a lot of creepiness.
Yeah.
Multiple old mirrors. One old mirror that had a picture attached to it of a woman that stared back at you while you were looking into the mirror. Not a fan of that in any way, shape, or form.
No,
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. So yeah.
that's terrible.
Yeah. Hallway, walk down the hallway of the hotel, and every room door is open, and
And
you look
dark.
dark, and it's creepy inside of, just as creepy as my room in every single room. Yeah. And then you walk through the hallway, and they've got like couches you can't sit on, and like porcelain dolls on like furniture in the middle of the hallway. Nah, man.
The eyes follow you down the hallway.
Nah, baby, nah, nah, baby, nah. I bet they make a killing at Halloween.
I bet. So would that make
Yeah,
your top
yeah.
four?
Just because of how this all went down, I'm gonna say yes to that. Because did my mind wander like crazy? Yeah, all night long.
Mhm.
Every time I woke up, I slept in my contacts. So when I woke up, I could see clearly. I don't want to wake up with foggy eyes and not know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and lights on.
Oh, come on, that goes without saying.
TV on?
TV was on and a little bit up, so I could kind of hear little words. That way, if there was some creepy whispering going on or something, I could just be like, "That's TV."
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, because I
100%.
wasn't into that.
Yeah.
Not into that.
Okay.
Yeah, but what other kind of creepy places have you been in your life? Because
So
we talked about this before, real quick. I asked my wife about this. I was like, what do you think? Like, give me some places." And she goes, "You purposely don't do anything that's going to scare you. Like, I am notably will tell people, no, 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 it's no. Why would I go somewhere that's creepy? I don't want to do that."
Yeah. It might be the way we word this, because not necessarily creepy, but scariest for me. Every house I went to as a kid that had a dog. Okay.
Sure.
That was
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
when I was a kid, I was scared to death of every dog. And so if I knew the place I was going to and I knew they had a dog, it was a big thing. Like, we had to plan ahead of time. I had to, and everybody knew that too. You had to put your dog away when Adam came over, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, and then when I went to a person's house that I've never been before and I didn't know if they had a dog, I my mom had to ask them, "Do you have a dog? He's afraid."
Yeah.
And then they would have to do something about
Yeah.
it.
I
You
can
know?
find somewhere to put that dog.
Yeah. So
I got friends. I got these poor friends. Their poor kids are just like scary, terrified. Like, first they come walking up to the door, and if the dogs haven't been put away yet, screeching outside my front door. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, buddy, I'm getting them." And I'm like grabbing two dogs, walking to my basement. And then they want to go to the basement to go play in the basement. And that's where the cages are. And I'm like, okay, but they're going to be coming up. So, they'll hide in the bathroom
mhm.
until I let the dogs up and let them outside. Then they run downstairs, close the door, and then they
Something
play
I
downstairs.
totally would have done
I
as a
feel
kid.
so bad. I feel so bad because they are terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified.
Yeah.
And then I've got a dog that if will just run and jump on somebody, and a little kid that it's bigger than, and the kid will get knocked over and turn around and let it lick its face because it could care less.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that dog is big enough to kill and eat a kid.
Sure, I would say so. Yeah, he's big enough to. I mean,
But
he could jump up. His paws would be on your shoulders.
yeah.
He's face to face with Parker when he stands up with Parker. Parker's 5'1", 5'2".
Mhm. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I can get that. I understand that. But yeah, that's one place for me as a kid. Scariest thing was anybody's house that had a
I
dog.
get that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
And so, like, my grandparents on my dad's parents
Yeah.
had a dog for a while when we were growing up. Prince, and because my grandpa was a huge Prince fan. No, I'm just kidding. He probably wasn't a Prince fan,
Mm-mm.
but I don't know why it was called Prince. But
Doubt that.
they had it trained that it stayed in the kitchen, but they didn't have a gate up on the kitchen where it came into the. It was trained to stay in the kitchen, so it almost always did. But a couple of times I'd be in the living room. You have to go through the dining room into to get to the living room,
Yeah.
kitchen, dining room, living room. And a couple of times it just, I guess, got too excited or there were a bunch of people there or something and he came out and I'm sure I flipped out.
Oh.
But I was always in that. I wouldn't go in the dining room either because I was too close to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed in the living room and I could see down. I watched it the whole time, buddy. I watched it the whole time and
I get that.
I'm like,
I totally
real
get that.
skittish anytime I
Yeah.
could he like peeked his head around the corner
I totally get that.
because he would come to the very edge because there
Uh-huh.
was like it was like
Like
linoleum
linoleum to the
on the
carpet.
carpet.
Yep.
Yep. And he
Yep.
came to the edge and
Don't you go on that
he looked
carpet,
around.
dog. Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I
Uh,
gotta say, going into that, like out not the dog part, but just any house I'm at night, any room I was ever at growing up at night, I was scared of that room.
mhm.
That was the scariest place. My bedroom my old bedroom growing up was 100% on this. Coolest room that I still say that I had the coolest room in the
It was
world.
very cool.
I had the coolest room in the world
Yeah.
until about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then I was scared to death.
Sure.
The whole night I'd be scared to death in that room. The whole night.
Mhm.
I mean, most of the time I went down one step at a time so it didn't creak. And it would take me like 30 minutes to get down the steps. And I'd have a pillow and a blanket with me. And I'd put the blanket on the floor in the hallway and I'd slide myself with my hands. I'd be on my knees on the blanket and my hands on the side pushing against the wood floors to my mom and dad's room. And then I would get to their room. And then I would slowly go around. They had a water bed. And in the far corner of the room is where the water bed hit the wall and the light from the temperature gauge was my nightlight. And
Nice.
I slept in the corner. Yep.
Nice.
I mean, when did we move out of there? When I was 15. So, till I was 15.
Well, I mean, that reminds me of a couple of things. The basement.
uh,
I mean, especially coming up the basement
your
steps.
basement, or my basement, or any basement.
Almost any basement, but the steps matter.
Yeah.
Any steps with the space, like where there's no
Yeah.
back of the steps,
Yep.
coming up the basement
Where
steps,
you're looking through the stairs.
and I know a hand's coming out
Oh,
between one of
God.
those things. I just
I'm
know
more
it.
scared coming down them. I can
Is that right?
kind of see through them as I'm walking up the steps.
Yeah.
Make sure nothing's back there. Coming down, it's anything can come get you out of that
Sure.
thing.
That's true.
Anything can come get you out of that thing.
That's true. And if it's dark and you're going up the steps, I don't know. I feel like there was for some reason I had to come up steps in the dark from the basement. Maybe not our house growing up, but for some reason I felt like I had to come up from a dark basement up somebody's steps. And I don't know why.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Could have happened one time in your entire life, and it's the
Yeah.
worst thing that ever happened.
Yeah. Up
Worst
some
thing.
basement steps. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Absolutely terrifying. I just you like haunted houses. I don't know. I was scared. I was never. I've been to a couple haunted houses. They're not. Those aren't scary because you know what's going to happen.
Mm,
I don't like to be startled either.
right.
Don't startle me. I hate
Mhm.
that more than any. It's not a good feeling.
That's the same for me.
It's not a good feeling at
Yeah.
all. I don't want that feeling. So I'm not scared of haunted houses. I'm scared of a room by myself. I'm scared there.
Yeah.
I don't know what could happen here. I'm not scared at all in a haunted house. Zero at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. I hate haunted houses because I also don't like people jumping out at me
Yeah.
and trying to scare me.
And even if I know I'm walking around a corner and this is a haunted
I
house,
hate that. I'm
it
like, here
doesn't
we go.
matter.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And whoever's behind me, I got a hand on them, and I'm like, I know. Here come. Just still get me.
Yeah. It's a horrible
Mm.
feeling. Your heart stops beating for a
Yes.
sec.
Watching, like, we used to watch scary movies. My brother and sister-in-law, and sister-in-law love horror flicks. Love any kind of scary movie,
Mhm.
Children of the Corn or whatever else they got out there. Halloweens and all that stuff. and they would always try to get us to watch them, and I would watch them at first, and towards the end, I'm like, Aaron, I don't want to go over there and watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we just go over to their house and we just sit on the couch and watch. I don't want to do that. I don't want to
Yeah.
watch this movie. I don't want to. And then because we'd be sitting there and I'd be holding her hand and I'm like, here, I'd say it out loud. I'm like, here they come, here comes, here comes, here comes, here comes. And they're laughing at me. And then boom, we jump out and I'm jumping and I'm like, that is why I don't watch these.
That sucks.
That's why I don't watch these.
Yeah.
I know that this creepy exorcist person's about to jump out and I don't want to mess with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into that, man. That is not that dopamine, whatever that dopamine going through me is, not fun.
Yeah.
Could care less about that type of dope.
Yeah. Right. Um, Also, uh, you ever have you ever been walking through like an empty parking garage to go to your car or something like that?
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
that can be
100%. I'll put that on mine too because I just went. So I'm in downtown Charleston, West Virginia.
okay.
Yeah. Actually got a nice little area, right in the middle of town. It's got a bunch of little, nice little restaurants in there, cool little upbeat little town park. Well, I'm on the outskirt and I go to the hotel lady in the front and I was like, hey, I was like, I've been to this hotel a few times. I usually get takeout. Someone go get something to eat. So what kind of stuff you guys got around here? She's like, well, we got the Chili's and we got the Outback. And I was like, something like local, something
Mhm.
that's just around here. Well, there's this place, if you don't mind walking 4 blocks, there's this place down here. And I was like, 4 blocks isn't that bad. Whatever. And I'm walking, I start walking, and I'm like, why am I walking? There's parking. People are driving by me going into town. Why'd she tell me I gotta walk? And then why did I walk? So as I'm walking, there's an abandoned garage.
Oh God.
And in front of us a bus stop with a dude writing with a marker on his piece of cardboard to ask people for money. In multiple all over. I look around, there's 5 homeless people around me, no other human beings, one big ass gate that's gating off this abandoned parking garage, and nothing else. And I'm like, I gotta walk back.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta walk back.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a scary place for me. I was like, I gotta walk back. Like it's 6 o'clock. It gets dark early around here. I went to dinner. I went down one street and walked all the way back on that other street. That was more of a regular street down there, all the way down, and it was okay. But yeah, I ate as fast as I could, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. I can't sit. I can't. I gotta be out of here by dark, before dark. It's gonna take me 12 minutes to walk back. I had it timed, and I'm gonna have to walk by all these people again.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I feel like I've been in situations like I went to New York by myself in 2001.
Oh,
And my hotel wasn't bad at all, but you walk out of the hotel and if you turn right, it's
forget it.
kind of bad right away.
Mm-hmm.
You turn left, it's okay. But depending on where I was going, I had to catch the subway that way a couple of
Mm-hmm.
times, and I got to walk past these like, you know, whatever these cell phone slash chicken slash whatever
Check
places,
cashing
check cashing
place.
places, and all the people just hanging out in front of them
Uh-huh.
that are, that are just hanging out in front of them, and
Yep.
they don't necessarily have suits on or anything like that. They're not
Sure.
reading books or anything. So, um, walking that way and then going down into the subway for sure.
I've never been into the subway. I did like that kind of thing in France.
Mm.
Took like a little subway kind of thing they had there, but never the New York subway or like the L train in Chicago. Did I take the? Went to Chicago and saw the train. I don't think I ever actually took the train in Chicago.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the New York subway, and I went at the time like it was like the first weekend everything was opening back up from the pandemic. So like it wasn't like the streets still were not there weren't a ton of people out. Like if I
Yeah.
went now, like from what I understand, it's from a bunch of people that live in New York, a bunch of comedians that talk about it on podcasts and stuff. They're like it's like some of them just flat out don't take the subway anymore. They just spend thousands of dollars a year on Uber
Uber and all that.
because it's so dangerous to go down in the subway
Yeah.
now. And it wasn't that bad when I was there, but I definitely saw some crazy people that are walking
Yep.
around and like looking to make eye contact with people to say
Uh-huh.
stuff to them,
Yep.
and people just
Man, I be
walking
still
around screaming.
I should not be down there because I look everybody. I'm always looking at people in the eye. Just give a
Oh,
little head nod. Just say what's up. Nah, I don't mess. I ain't
the
not.
big thing was put the earbuds in,
Mm-hmm.
stay on your phone or whatever. I mean, of
Mm-hmm.
course you're looking around and being
Yeah,
aware,
you're
but
not listening to anything, or
no,
wait, no,
the
you got the
I,
surroundings on your earbuds. You said
yes,
hit me on the outside microphone.
yes. Matter of fact, I was walking. I cut through this little like this little park or something to go to walk like at night to go. I think it was I was going to catch the um going to meet. No, I was going maybe to another comedy club. Anyway, cut through this like little part of this park and it was dark there and there was a guy sitting there and there wasn't anybody else around and I was pretty sure I heard him try to say something to me like to
Yeah,
stop me
yeah,
and I'm like, oh my God, but I had my earbuds in and so I
yeah.
just pretend so I just kept
They get
walking and I
ignored. They get ignored. Everybody gets ignored all the time in New York, so it
yeah
ain't no big deal. If you ignore them, then they probably like, oh, he's from here.
yeah yeah so anyway yes I tried to look like I knew what I was doing and like I was just I just tried to look like I wasn't a tourist.
That's so crazy.
But anyway, yeah, there were a few times in New York really that I was like, oh man, this is a little sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so anyway, the only other thing, you ever been like this? This happened a couple of times at Elder. You ever been in the school hallway when it's dark at night? That
Uh-huh.
I did that a couple of times, and that is scary.
Hell yeah.
That's very scary.
That's no joke.
Yeah.
That's no joke. You're the only one, and it's like, and you got done with cross country or something like that, and you got to drop a deuce. Everybody else is going to their car, and you're on a third floor, and like only half the lights are on,
Yeah.
and you're like, man, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
There you go. We can want to go to the stairwell. Oh, there ain't nothing worse than the stairwell.
Yeah.
I'm running through the stairwell, sprinting,
Yeah.
sprinting through it. No, that's so one of mine would definitely be go back to hotels. The hallway in a hotel at night when it's dead silent. Like say take a customer out to dinner, whatever, have a couple drinks. Maybe it's like midnight on a Tuesday
Mhm.
and it's just silent. You're just walking down this hallway and your room's at the very end. And I'm just like, man, I do it all the time. I'll talk to myself. I'm like, if you're back there, I'm gonna turn around and look. Just let me see.
Yeah.
Pow, shoot a little quick turn. Like, all right, I missed you that time. I know you back there following me
Oh,
though.
you're quick,
Yeah,
aren't you? You're quick.
I know you went ambilucent or whatever it's called,
Yeah,
translucent there just when I turned around. But I know you're back there. I know you're back there. Little GHOST. I know you're back there, homeboy. I don't even believe in ghosts.
yeah. No.
Not even a little bit. I don't think there's a chance there are ghosts around or anything like that
Yeah.
until I'm in that hallway. Then it's like, well, maybe you won't prove me wrong. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I don't want to be proven wrong.
Let's find out.
No. I want to make sure I stay correct about that
Yes.
forever.
Pretty much for me, it's like you can just write whatever you want on this after 10 o'clock, wherever I'm at when it's dark.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever I'm at when it's dark by myself, scariest place I've ever been.
Yeah.
Add a couple antiques,
Yeah.
boosted, boosted. You know, it's fun. Like at my house though, I sleep with the lights completely off. Even like if Aaron falls asleep downstairs, I go up to the room, turn every light up there off. I like in the house does not bother me one. In this house doesn't bother me one bit.
Yeah, your people are here.
I
They're in the
guess.
house.
Yeah, I guess I got nothing.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me one bit.
Oh, I forgot to tell you something before we started, but I'll
Mhm.
tell you after we're finished. Um, I mean, that's those are the scariest places we've been, I'd
Mhm.
say.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
All of the places are the scariest places.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love it because like I love being around one of my favorite things is being around like macho dudes. Like guys that are like
That's my least favorite thing.
well, it's because what I turn into this person. I'm like, look, I'll be honest with you. I sleep with the lights on when I go out of town. And I did all the way till I was in my 20s, probably and older. When I slept with the lights on when I had a roommate and I lived in an apartment. My light was, I had a night light, blink, and it was a lamp. My night light was a lamp, homeboy. It turned the whole light up.
Yeah.
And I and they're like, they don't know what to do because I'm owning everything. And they're, because they're talking about, oh, who's scared of a whatever, who wants to go,
I
it's
am.
a, like me. I don't want to be startled. I think that's the dumbest feeling in the entire world.
Yeah.
I hate it more. And I fight to the death. Say, what are you going to call me? What are you going to call me? Call me something. Call me something because I'll agree with you. And I'll say, you call me anything you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. So like big macho, like masculine bully type, like old dude, like what you got to say, man? I would then I go a little overboard with it. Like I try to be super, like scaredy cat kid, dude. I don't care. Quit with your machoism because I guarantee you're a little scared too. God damn it.
Yeah. I just thought of two more. When you're driving and there are like you're driving on a street and there are woods on both sides and
Yeah.
it's dark, it's night,
Yeah.
and especially if there's not much there are no street lights for a while or whatever.
There's no street lights. Kill me.
When it's only your headlights and you're the only car on the
Uh-huh.
road and it's pitch black and there are just woods.
Mm-hmm.
That and then really anytime I get home from anywhere at night. Like,
100%. You
I
don't
don't
have
know
a
what to find.
garage that's connected.
I
You don't have an
right.
attached garage.
I have the detached garage
You
and I
can't
pull
pull
in
you
there.
can't pull in the garage, hit the close button, and sit in your car until that thing closes.
Right. That's right. I come out, they could be coming from the sides of the garage in either direction. And I'm very, very I'm breaking my neck looking
You got
around.
your mace with you.
I don't have any mace, but I don't know what I would do, to be honest, but I would just run.
Look, I ain't never been in a fight in my life, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm hurting somebody. You want to try to come up, sneak up on me when I'm in that mode, like I'm for a little frightened, just walking to my house, and you actually are gonna come up on me, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
You'll probably beat me up. I'm sure you will. I'm not a fighter. I don't know how to fight. I'm not a fighter at
Right.
all. But I'm gonna hurt you
Yeah.
somehow. I don't care if I'm squeezing your testicles and twisting them. I'll do whatever I have to do to get myself out of that fight or flight, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm getting out of this.
That's right.
And there ain't no fair fights now. There's no fair fight.
If I'm conscious, I'm gonna try to because
Yes.
I'm probably just gonna pass out from from being so scared.
Well, we were at a party in Clifton one time. Uh
That's
and
scary enough.
that's yeah. Yes. And there's this house two down and a bunch of drunk guys down there and they tried to start a fight at the party we were at and of course I probably said something that made them want to hate me. So we had to walk down the street to get to the car. And I got a 12 pack of bottles of was some beer and it's open. And I was like, I got a beer. I told my buddy, I was like, I got a beer in my hand. I said, these dudes say something or do something. I'm whipping this beer out and I'm gonna hit him in his face.
Mhm.
And of course, he starts running his mouth. And I'm like, man, we just going to the car. Dude stands up, runs at me, and I dropped it. So I grab him when he went to tackle me. I was like, I don't know what to do. I gave him a DDT into a car. Greatest moment of
Wait,
my
really?
life. Yeah, he came, put his head down like to spear me, slid to the side, dropped the 12 pack, grabbed his head, DDT'd him into the side of the car. Greatest move I've ever had in my entire life. I
Whoa.
jumped up and I was in that car in like five. So I was back in my car. Left the beer, so they got some beer out of it. But yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
never heard that.
yeah,
Wow.
yep. I was ready. But my point is I said I'm gonna hit this dude with his beer bottle. Nope, dropped all of it.
Thank you, Jake the Snake Roberts,
Yes,
for teaching Chris the
yes,
DDT.
yes.
There was a reason that we
There's
watched
a reason we
wrestling.
watch so much wrestling. It's like, don't put your head down when you come to spear me, son. I'm gonna slide to the side and grip that thing. Pow!
Yeah.
Put a
Oh.
reversal on you, boy.
You should have climbed out of the ring, got your sack, thrown it up there,
Yep.
untied it, got Damien out, put him on
Put him
there,
on
put
him.
him on the
Yep.
guy.
Yep.
Okay.
Nah, I was getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's a good move. Good move.
I couldn't wait to get out of there.
All right. I think it's time to talk about Brendan Sagalow.
Yes, let's do that.
Brendan Sagalow.
Let's talk about.
Thin Lips is the name of this comedy special that we watched on YouTube.
So, I talk about my lips all the time.
Mhm.
I've got thin lips. I feel for this dude when he went to the prison. A little TP, right? Or TL,
TL,
TL.
yeah.
Yeah. TL. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt
no.
you.
You can even go ahead. I just that was the name of the special, and it was I think that got us into it. That's why he went and did comedy at a prison, right?
Yep.
And and they made fun of him right away.
They
And
got him to do exactly what they wanted him to do and got a kick out of it, made faces. Um, so what did you think about so it started off with a rap. You
yes.
told me he was a rapper.
Mhm.
All right, so now I get it, right? Like I thought when we talked last week, you were like, no, he does he raps kind of on the side and like comedy's separate.
Mhm.
So
Well, yeah, for this it was
for this it was so that's not normal. Like that so like he actually
I guess I don't know for sure. I know I've heard his rap before, but like once probably, and I
I
don't know if it was
I
I don't remember if it
I
was like trying to be
still
funny.
I mean I appreciate anybody that can not just not just like the same cadence throughout in rhyme. Like that's like almost anybody can do that if they're writing something down.
Mm.
But like to mix up your cadence mid song with the same beat and still be on beat and still rhyme. I gotta give that dude a lot of credit. Like that was good. Whether you're making a funny rap or whatever, like he changed up his stuff a lot. Like I was like, all right, this dude actually ain't bad. He's got some talent in that pen, right? He's got a little talent in that pen. I like that wasn't bad. I thought that was pretty funny.
Okay.
Wasn't mad at that. Found that's how he started it. All right, let's go through some of these jokes because he was definitely nervous. Definitely nervous. But I feel like he did a really good job. I didn't he's been doing this for a while, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
It felt to me like this was a not polished, super polished, but this is who he is. This is his routine. Everything about the little bit of or that's him. Like that's part of it. I don't feel like that was like super. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll be honest with you. I laughed pretty hard a few times.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this was not one of those where I was like, "Is this gonna be over anytime soon?" Or like I just kind of sat there and listened to it and thought it was kind of funny. He caught me a couple times. He caught me pretty good a couple times.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Got any good jokes? Because I need some help with the jokes.
I the only thing I wrote down was the was black scent. Um,
That was good. He started talking about like dating apps and stuff like
yeah,
that. That
yeah,
was pretty
yeah,
funny. He's like,
yeah,
it's nothing worse when you're on a dating app and without even asking you, it just starts taking your distance of mates
yeah, yeah.
further and further and
Oh
further
boy,
away.
did I relate to
I guess I'm going to Baltimore to get an over the
that.
pants. I was cracking up at that. Oh, that was so good. And then he had the date with the girl, and he stopped drinking, and they just had like a pity fight back and forth. Like my parents are dead. My uncle touched me.
Yeah,
Never happened, but I wanted to win.
yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't write too much down to be honest with
Even
you.
though in the credits he screwed that joke up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So this was obviously a 5 and 8 kind of a show, and they pieced it together. I
Yeah.
think they pieced it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think do a lot of people do that with
Yeah, I think
these?
most of them do that now.
Do
Yeah.
they? So
Yeah.
like if they screw one of the jokes up somewhere, they can just piece it in from the first or second.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought because they showed a lot of the cut stuff at the end, and I was like, how
Mhm.
did they cut that so well? I was like, oh, well, in the one he said, oh, good thing this is the 5 o'clock show.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I thought it was, I thought it was okay. I'll be honest with you. It wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be.
No?
Yeah.
What? I had no idea who this dude was from Adam, so I had zero clue. I mean, I do know Adam pretty well, but I didn't know him from Elijah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know. It was okay. It
yeah,
was just okay to me.
are you under a 3?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In
I
fact,
was listening to this and it hit a little spot there where I laughed at a couple jokes in a row and I was like, all right, I think I broke the three. And he told another decent one at the end. And I was like, I'm going 3-2. I'm
three,
going
two.
3-2.
That's funny.
Actually, you know what? I take that back.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I can't lie. I wrote down a different number. You talked me down.
Well,
You talked me down
I'm
because look, this
changing
is what
my
I
number
wrote
right
down.
now too.
This is what I wrote down. I wrote down 3.3 and I dropped it down to a 3.2.
Well, I wrote down 2.2 and I just changed it to a 2.3.
There you go. So it's not like we changed it a lot. We didn't.
I'm 2-3, you're 3-2.
Okay. Okay.
There we go.
I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good.
It was all right.
It was okay. I did laugh a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. He got me a few times.
I feel like once maybe. I don't even remember what it was now, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Other than that, I was like, okay.
Hmm.
You know. Anyway, oh well,
That's the end of that.
it's all right.
All right. So now we have comedy and Mount Rushmore for next week.
And while we're thinking about those,
Yeah.
I do have Reese's this week.
Oh my gosh, we have Reese's. I totally forgot about that.
And so it's no big deal. We'll switch it up and do Reese's last.
Whoa.
This is called Werewolf Tracks.
I don't think I've seen this one before.
Milk chocolate with vanilla flavored cream. Now, I don't the way this looks, it just looks like
It looks
it's
like
white
chocolate on top.
and
Yeah.
regular on the bottom.
Okay.
Uh,
There's only one way to find out, my friend.
but it says cream. I'm expecting some sort of other substance in here.
On that top part
Yeah,
or inside. The inside's still
like
peanut butter.
it needs to be. Oh,
Yeah.
these are tiny.
Oh, these are little fellas.
Um,
Milk chocolate with vanilla flavored cream. Creme.
yeah, creme. If you're French, and you took French, so
I did take French. You've had these for a minute.
hmm.
I can always tell when you've had them for a while because when I open them up and we've been here for an hour and they're still a little chilled, like you had them in your fridge.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, absolutely. Hmm.
White chocolate. That's all it is.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. There might be a little creme in there. Okay. I get a little cream at the little aftertaste. I can tell you. I don't, yeah. You know what? It's a little guy. Not enough peanut butter, I don't think.
Right.
Because it's a little handout candy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still going 9-7
All right.
on the werewolf track.
I'm gonna go.
I think the cream kills it a little bit. I do taste that little bit of cream at the end.
Yeah,
I think that takes away from
not loving it.
it.
White chocolate would be better.
I think so. I think so. We're gonna go get some white chocolate, and it's gonna say vanilla flavored cream.
Yeah. All right. I'm going 9-5.
Ooh, that's a low score.
That's pretty low score.
It's
It was good.
Really low score.
It's good, but if they make a big cup of this, I think
Yeah,
that'll be really good.
That would help it out.
All right.
Okay. I know what we're doing for comedy.
A lot of good options out there.
There's so many. And I wanted to go back to Dion Cole, but I popped this bad boy open the other day. And I saw, see if she pops up here again. What's her name? There she is. This is how bad I am. This is gonna be like this dude was talking about, which was pretty funny. Brennan was talking about like racist, like you are racist for saying black. You like so, or she said you had you were talking in your blackism or
Black scent.
black scent in your black scent. Isn't that more racist than what I just did? Like, yeah, like that's you called it a black scent. That's more racist than me just talking away of imitating, having a bad impression. I almost called this girl. I was looking for it, and I was about to say I'm looking for Michelle Wu, and it's Ali Wong. I don't even know who Michelle Wu is, but I just knew she was a little Korean lady or Chinese or I don't know. She's actually 100% American. Like sounds, talks, speaks the whole nine. But Ali Wong, single lady, The last one we watched, I believe she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So I think she is incredibly funny. She's very brash. A lot of women, a lot of the better, a lot of these women that are big out now are kind of brash when it comes to stuff, but I still think she's incredibly funny.
She's good. Single lady. I wonder if she got divorced.
She did. I watched the trailer.
Wow.
She is
Hey.
divorced.
Hey. Hey.
Mhm.
Hey.
Madam Schmidt. Just so happens
When
you're a
is she
single
coming
man.
to Cincinnati?
Single lady, single gentleman. And I did not do my impression of what I thought she would sound like.
There
I
you
wanted
go.
to when I said
Well,
gentleman.
you already know what she sounds like.
Yeah, but like her type, her almost said species. That would
What?
be Homo sapien, right? Your species?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, yeah. Where her parents are from. Oh, pretty gentleman.
Oh,
That's my Korean scent. I don't know. Is it Chinese scent? I don't know what it is.
I can't remember what she, her-
Portuguese scent?
I don't
Nah,
think she's
not
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
No.
I met some Portuguese. Not at all. They don't look anything like Koreans or
Nah,
Chinese.
nah, nah. I don't know. Anyway, Ali Wong,
Ali Wong,
very good.
single lady.
Here's what I'm thinking for the Mount Rushmore.
Let's hear it.
Mount Rushmore of wills.
Ooh, I like that.
Will Clark,
Can I use
Will
the
whoever.
same name for two different people? My favorite catcher in baseball right now also happens to be one of my favorite actors slash comedians slash rappers of all
Oh,
time.
Will Smith. Yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah, yeah. 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 It's two different
All right.
people. Absolutely.
Wills. I
Wills.
mean, got a couple pretty easy ones off the bat. Well, one easy one off the bat for me.
Yeah.
Greatest Will of all time.
We'll have the same one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I don't know. I feel like Will Smith and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air are two totally different people.
But his name was Will on the show.
It was. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this one.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Wills. Where did you come up with this?
I don't know. I was thinking about a couple of wills. I'm like, there are some good wills out there.
There are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to say
I can't wait to find out if somebody like super famous who goes by their middle name and their first name is William.
I was gonna say we're counting Williams and Willards and those, right? Or no?
I don't know. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours.
I would say I would
Maybe
say
not Willard.
Willard. No, no Willard.
I don't feel like Willard. I don't feel like anybody was calling Will. If your name was Willard, you were called Willard. Nobody called you Will.
I know a Willard and he goes by Willard, yes.
I'm just saying, if my name's Willard, you ain't shortening that, homeboy. That
No?
is as original as it gets. I am Willard. Now,
Um,
William, there's 4 million Williams. Yeah, just
yeah.
call me Bill.
Well, I was gonna
Or
say,
Will.
are we saying no bills?
No
If you go
Bills.
by Bill,
No Bills.
no.
Nope. No. If you go by, are we saying? Should we just say like if they are
Will and
known
William.
for going by Will?
That's what we need to. Will or do we allow Williams?
You tell me. It's
Um,
your Mount Rushmore.
Well, that really opens it up if we add Williams, huh?
I like Will. Let's just do Will.
Just Wills.
Yeah.
Just Will.
Yeah.
Got to go by Will.
Got to go by Will. I like that.
Right on.
I'm in for that. Okay, that sounds good. So we've got Mount Rushmore of Wills. We didn't even talk baseball at all,
No.
but that might bring us into baseball
There it is.
next week. And then we have Ali Wong,
Mhm.
single lady.
Right.
Till next week, don't forget to turn your headlights on.